Now, if you have a mobile system that you have deck modules or lane modules. They're all numbered, and you can always remember that the lane number or the number that's on your lane module does not have to correspond to the lane you're in. So for instance, if you bought a 10 lane deck harness, but you only are running an 8-lane pool, that means that you have 2 spare modules that you can use. And in the system, you can assign module 9 and module 10 to any lane necessary in case one of your other modules broke or is not working properly. Okay? But when setting these up, the one thing you always want to do is you always want to remember that from the lane that's closest to your timing table, you want to start with that lane, and the cord should always point and run towards your timing table. And if you hook up your mobile harness that direction, then everything will connect properly with the right genders. So to connect from lane 1 to lane 2, what we're going to do is we're going to take the lane 2 module, and we're going to take the Tuchel plug at the end of it, and we're going to plug it in to our lane module. One of the things to make sure that you always do is check and make sure that the nub or the key inside of the Tuchel lines up with the key on the plug. You want to push it in firm, and then you want to spin the top collar of your Tuchel plug to lock in your Tuchel plug into your lane module. Okay, remember, always spinning the collar, never spinning the body. If you spin the body, you're going to take apart your Tuchel plug and potentially damage the cables inside. So remember, always turn your collar of your Tuchel to tighten it up. This needs to be tight, but not, you don't need to get down on it. Then once you go and you connect lane 2 to lane 1, then lane 3 to lane 2, and so on and so forth, then you can come and take the tail of lane number 1 and connect it to your harness extension cable. This will give you plenty of distance to go to connect from the lane closest to your timing table all the way into your Quantum. So same thing here, gendered plugs. You want to make sure you line up the keys so that they go in together, and then turn the collars to connect them, not turning the body of your harness. And then once you have that connected, you take the other end of your harness extension cable, and if we get a closer look down here at our Quantum timer, you can see we're going to do the same thing down here on these Tuchel plugs. And we're going to find the key on the harness extension cable, pressing it firm in, and we're going to turn just the collar and have that collar screw tight into the plug on your Quantum and get it nice and tight in there. And that way, now we're all connected up. These Tuchel plugs are a little different than what we normally see, but they are 100% waterproof, and they're locking connectors. So that way, when they're sitting in a puddle of water on the pool deck, or somebody might trip on the cable, they're not going to come out accidentally. They're not going to get loose with vibrations and things like that. So it's a very industrial plug that is proper for this environment.